Gothenburg, Nebraska, the Pony Express. Nice and cozy in here.
Yeah, yeah.
So tell me a little bit, Larry, how did this work then with this station? I thought there would be a place for horses and the guy to rest.
There had to be something, yes. Somebody had to live here, and the Pony Express didn't build anything. They just took over these houses, which were on the trail. But somebody had to live in those houses and take care of the horses.
So would that the stable be out back or something?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. And then would the Pony Express, the kid that's ridden all those miles, would they bunk here somewhere?
They would ride every 10 miles. They'd change horses. And then at the end of his route was 100 miles he would ride a day, take him 10 hours, and then he would stay there. They called those home stations. This one here was just where they changed horses. The one south of town was a home station, and they'd stay there 3 or 4 days till one come through, and then they can go back where they started.
So this was a short career for the Pony Express.
Yes.
You said what from what year to what year?
1860. Well, try here. April the 3rd of 60 to October the 24th of 61.
Was it the railroad or the technology?
The telegraph went through. It was before the Pony Express. The telegraph come as far as St. Joseph, Missouri. Then it had to go on probably a stagecoach, but they had to go around the south way to not go through the mountains. So that took a week or two to get that way. And that's why these guys come up with the Pony Express idea. They were a freight company in St. Joseph, Missouri. And of course, at the end, the government never signed anything, and basically all they hauled was government papers, no news. But the government never signed any contract. So when the telegraph went through, the Pony Express was done, and the company that founded it went bankrupt.
Was this one of the actual saddles or is this a remake?
It's just a replica. The original saddle would have been really small because of the weight. But this is the way they were. They had 4 pouches on there for mail. 3 of them were locked, and one was unlocked. But see, it's not part of the saddle. You can see here if you look down on it. This just overlays. So when he'd pull up there, they'd have a horse ready, and he'd just get off his horse, take that off, put it on the other horse, and go. He wouldn't be stopped a minute or two.
That had to be exhausting, 100 miles a day on a horse.
Wouldn't it though?
Were they riding full out?
Well, they can't gallop. They have to trot. But yeah, and see, they're doing a re-ride every year, which they did in June. But they still go the full length, and they still do it in 10 days. But they cheat a little bit because there was a gal in a year ago. She was going to ride, and I said, "Well, I have a question. Back in the Pony Express days, they ride a horse 10 miles. How far are you going to ride your horse?" And she said, "Well, I'm going to try to go 2." So they claim they're running out of people and running out of horses, because if they have to change every 2 miles or 3 or whatever, it takes a lot more of them,
And then if the government didn't sign a contract, who was paying for this? Who was behind it?
That was just it, the freight company. And all expense and no income,
A lot of adventure.
Yes, yes.
Were the Indians after them at all?
Well, I think some. I think west of here more so than here. The Indians were upset. I mean, they wanted their horse probably, but they didn't carry anything the Indians would want. But they were upset because the railroad went through and the people riding there were shooting their buffalo. And it was taking their food. And that's what they were upset about.
So what would be in this building? Would there be a desk and a stove?
There'd have to be something. And I wonder if there wasn't a wall here, you know.
Pretty impressive. You ever have anybody famous come through here?
Somebody did a couple years ago. I don't remember who it was. I was just reading yesterday two people from Germany here. They come from every country. It just amazes me that a couple weeks ago I had Australia and Sweden. And see, the Gothenburg was founded by the Swedes. And there's only two Gothenburgs in the whole world. One is Gothenburg, Sweden, and this one. Well, they left for a little while, and when they come back, the Germans were here. So they compromised, and they call it Gothenburg, but they spell it German.
When they were uprooting this place, usually in the 1800s, they buried the valuables around the base of the home.
I suppose, yeah.
Did they find anything?